Well, good evening. I have decided to make a series of videos for the boys and for generations to come of our family. And basically, it's so that I can do what I'm told. I pray these words 2 to 3 times a day, reminding myself who I am in Messiah Yeshua, in Jesus, who I am one with Messiah, hidden in Him, in God. I have the resurrected life of Messiah Yeshua living in me. This living word, the living Torah, alive in me. And I am commanded to teach the commandments of the Lord to my children. And yes, I tell them stories, and we talk about the word, and we talk about everything. But have I gone through the commandments with them? I mean, for the most part, most Christians follow the commandments. There's some they don't at all. But I need to teach these to them. Jesus said, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, right? And the second is like it, to love your neighbor as yourself. And all the law and prophets, the Torah and prophets, hang on these. So you have these two, right? And then you have the Big Ten, right? Okay, you need to know those two. And we've talked about those. But then from the Torah, the rabbis have put together 613. Not all are applicable today. Not all apply to you. Maybe you're a woman, and some laws are made for men. Maybe you're a man, and some of these laws are made for women. You're not going to do them all, but you really should know them. And we are commanded to obey. It's not a salvation issue. It is a love issue. It is, what if I love Him? What if I just love Him? What if I want to do this? What if I want to follow these? Because I believe that's why man was made. All of creation does what they're supposed to do, what it's supposed to do. It obeys the Lord, right? We're the only ones who revolt and say, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what you say. I don't think your instructions for me are good, so I'm not going to follow them. Jesus didn't say that. Jesus was perfect in Torah. So the conviction I have has been from the Holy Spirit. I know this. I'm stating this prayer 2 or 3 times a day. It's called the Shema. And Shema means hear, or hear and obey. And it is Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malkuto Leolam Vayed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Blessed be His glorious name, whose kingdom is forever. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart. Because of Yeshua, He is now alive in us. We have the living word within us. You shall teach them diligently to your children. Talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. And one area of my life and in teaching the boys is I have not done a good job of teaching them the commands of the Lord. And that needs to change. So I have decided to make a series of videos on the different commands of the Lord, the ones that are applicable today, and maybe some of the ones that we don't use because of the physical temple, or having, of course, Yeshua is now our high priest. So I'll kind of cross that bridge when I get to them. But I have decided to go ahead and do a series of videos covering these. I want my boys to know them. I want to know them better. I want my grandchildren to know them. This is important. It's a command that I have from the Lord, and I've been remiss, and I confess that, and so that needs to change. Yeshua said in Matthew 5 on the Sermon on the Mount, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to abolish them, but to fill them up, to show how to do them." This same word, fulfill, is also, it's used a lot, but it's in Matthew 2:23. That's a good one to kind of explain. Backing up a little bit, it says, "And being warned by God in a dream, he departed for the region of Galilee, and came and resided in a city called Nazareth. That was spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He shall be called a Nazarene." So it's to satisfy a prophecy. And then back in Sermon on the Mount, chapter 5, verse 18, "For truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter nor the stroke of a pen shall pass away from the Torah until all is accomplished. Whoever then annuls one of the least of these commands, and so teaches others, shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever keeps and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." As a parent, I am to teach. 1 John 5, "Whoever believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God." We know this. "And whoever loves the Father loves the child born of him. But this we know, that we love the children of God, when we love God and observe his commandments." Observe is also do. "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome." They are not beyond us. No, we're not perfect, but we are called to obey. "If you love me, keep my commandments." All these verses the Lord has brought up and brought up and brought up. I can't deny them, and so I am going to do my duty as a parent, and I'm going to teach them. In Revelation 14:12, "Here is the perseverance of the saints who keep the commandments of God and their faith in Jesus. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, for their deeds follow with them. So probably what I'll do is I will list it as some type of title so you can follow along. I'm thinking about calling it Commanding Moments. And I thank you for your grace and your patience with me. I pray I'm somewhat consistent. My body doesn't always do what I want it to do. It certainly looks different than it has. The Lord has given me 2.5 years when I was given 4 to 7 months. So I just keep living and get tomorrow, find out in the morning, I suppose. But anyway, may we do what we're told by His grace and His power and His righteousness, all for His glory and His kingdom, of which we are one in Messiah Yeshua. Well, the Lord bless you and keep you, and until we see each other again.